What's up, guys? We are going live on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We got it all going tonight. All right, give me a second here to get everything set up. All right, we're getting set up on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Ranking states, by the way. We are in the middle of ranking states. I gotta get my phone plugged in here, guys, but we're in the middle of ranking all of the states, all 50 for real estate investing. I just put out number 15 on TikTok, and I think number 20 just went out on Instagram. All right, so we're like a day ahead. We're doing like 3 or 4 a day typically. All right, we are a day ahead on Instagram, or excuse me, we're a day ahead on TikTok. So if you're watching the state rankings on YouTube and Instagram, that's great. All right, but if you want to see them a day earlier, you got to head over to TikTok. It's just my name over there, right around 300,000 followers. So I'm pretty sure you'll be able to figure it out. But in the meantime, and thank you, someone just shared this on TikTok. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. If you guys have questions about real estate, either as an investor or an agent, type them in the comments. If you don't have any questions, please double tap on the screen if you're on TikTok and hit the share button. That helps get more people on here. If you're on Instagram, you hit that little airplane. All right. So if you don't have any questions and you're watching on TikTok, double tap on the screen, hit the share button, ask some real estate questions. By the way, if you're new here, I answer Instagram DMs. So if you're following on TikTok, make sure you hop over to Instagram. I answer my DMs over there. I put out longer form content on YouTube. All right, so YouTube people, I put out more content there. That's longer form, deeper dives into stuff. We've got the podcast channel as well, Hyper Fast Agent. A lot of cool stuff coming up in the next couple of months for Hyper Fast Agent. By the way, that's our real estate agent coaching program. We're doing a 2-day real estate summit for agents in Boca Raton, Florida, February 1st and 2nd. On the last day of January, the day before that, we're doing a 1-day investor summit. All right, we are going to cover wholesaling at that real estate investor summit. All right. Someone's asking a question on Instagram about wholesaling. That's going out, finding good deals, getting them under contract, right? You're getting that deal under control, under contract. And then you are going and selling it to someone else before you close. All right. So a lot of good, a lot of good opportunities in wholesaling. I like it as a way to start. And by the way, I'm getting a question on Instagram or on TikTok here. Is Arab real estate the same? I'm U.S. based. I'm talking about U.S. primarily, North America real estate. The Canadian market has a lot of similarities. A lot of the strategies that I talk about will work, but you obviously in other markets, foreign markets, you have to adjust it for the laws, regulations, customs in those markets, though. But yeah, wholesaling, something we will cover at the Hyperfast Investor Summit. The link to that is in my bio. There's also a link to the Real Estate Agent Summit. So, got a question here. Let me see here about investing in New York. So New York was number 50 on my list. That means it's out of all the states, I would generally prefer the other 49 first. I do think you'll get much better opportunities in upstate New York. All right. And every state, by the way, take my rankings with a grain of salt. It's, I think there's some educational things you can take away from it for sure. A lot of it's entertainment, though. And you can find good deals in states that are ranked low. You can find bad deals in states that are ranked high. No, I am not British. Someone's asking if I'm British. American based. Um, what's up? All right, we got some more Instagram people joining. Thank you guys for getting on here today, asking questions about real estate. If you want to know about starting off as a brand new agent, I can answer those type of questions. You want to know how to build a team, I can answer that. A lot of that stuff I cover on the podcast, by the way, or my book, The Hyper Local, Hyper Fast Real Estate Agent. All right, so check that out. And if you guys can get to Florida, January 30th to February 2nd, we'd love to have you guys at those real estate events we're putting on. 1 day for investors, 2 days for agents. The agent side, we got some really exciting speaker announcements coming up soon. I'm excited to roll out some of those speakers. So that's going to be exciting. We're really at that conference, by the way, at that summit. We are going to focus on how to build a team. So our real estate team in DC is going to close about 1,100 deals this year, buy side, sell side deals, 1,100. We really want to teach agents how to scale lead generation, how to recruit, how to build teams, how to really build businesses. How did you manage contractors out of state when you first started? That's a great question. That's from Jasper Sun here. You have to have good reporting in place. You have to have good systems in place for tracking. I know some people that use cameras to do that, right? So they can actually watch their job sites when they're away. I think you're going to want to visit them in person periodically. You can't just forget about it. You have to definitely stay on top. Question here about let's see. Oh, Karma. I live in Missouri. I'm planning to move to Chicago. Is there a difference in cost of living? My guess is it's going to go up if going to Chicago. Chicago's a city with high cost of living. There might be some parts of Missouri that are high cost of living. It kind of depends on which area, but certainly if you're going from a rural area to the city of Chicago, you're going to get a price increase. All right, a lot of new people on here today. Thanks for joining the live. In case you haven't been following on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, I'm ranking all 50 states about investing. All right, all 50 states about investing. We're about 2/3 of the way through, so the final third. Let me see here. Risky Cal, 260K for your average home here. Where? Average home where? Let me know where you're talking about. Thoughts on investing in Colorado, Denver specifically. We just ranked Colorado. They were pretty high. They were number 16. All right, so the 260 is your average home in Chicago. Okay, that's probably higher than a lot of areas in Missouri. I'm sure it's even higher though when you're depending on where you are in the city. But yeah, Colorado is high on my list. I think that you got a lot of people moving there from states like California. I in general I love Colorado. I love the area, the outdoors, a lot of tourism there. So I think there's a lot of Airbnb opportunities, right? So I think between the Airbnbs, people moving in there, new jobs, new industries, I think it's a good place for investing. By the way, I know a good realtor in that area, Colorado Springs, actually, Lana Rodriguez. So check out her if you're thinking about making a move in that area. Where would you start as a 22-year-old with next to no capital? I'll give you four things to consider. All right, becoming a real estate agent, learning how to wholesale, doing Airbnb arbitrage, or finding seller finance deals. All right, those are all great ways to start. Would you consider would I consider hypermarkets? Which hypermarkets are you talking about? Chicago? I'm not sure what you're asking there with that question. Are rentals smart for first deals? Yes, especially if you do short-term rentals. Those are hot right now, right? The cash flow on them is a lot more per door than a long-term rental. I see a question above you. Next year's loan increase will affect the market. Yeah, it's going to make the prices go up. All right, the loan limits have gone up in DC. Some of the conforming loan limits are like close to $1 million. So I'm sure it's like that in some of the other big cities as well. Um, so I think that's going to lead to price increase. The supply is going to be constrained. Builders are building less. All right, builders are building less. Supply chain is very, very messed up. So I think you're going to see prices go up even more next year. So good thing if you already own. If you don't, it's jump on it. Try to get in um, before the spring. Short term, as in refinance loan from the bank. No, by short, when I talk short term rentals, I'm talking about using your home as Airbnb, VRBO versus having a monthly renter in there. Am I invested in crypto? Very, very small amount, a couple percent total of net worth. All right. Um, have you ever developed properties in a flood zone? Yes. Um, yeah, definitely. Some areas in DC, some areas in Florida. What crypto are you invested in? Bitcoin and Ethereum. Nothing sexy, right? I don't. I'm not in any of those altcoins. Maybe I should be. If I should be, let me know. I'm curious what altcoins you think would be I should get into, but really I just do Bitcoin and Ethereum. Airbnb, still need the private money lender to fund. Just seems risky for first deal. Airbnb actually, I think is less risky because you're getting more revenue. All right, and by the way, there are lenders. That will, lend you. Um, on Airbnb rentals. All right. If you have questions about that, DM me on Instagram. All right. DM me on Instagram. Let me see here. Doge, Shibu, XRP are all good altcoins. Awesome. Property in a flood zone under contract. Any ideas how to make it livable? Well, typically you can it's still livable. It's not flooding all the time. It's just when certain 20-year, 50-year storms come. You'll have to have insurance, pay more for insurance, of course. But if you get flooding after like heavy rainstorms, there's waterproofing things you can do, French drains, all sorts of stuff you can do to help move property away from the house. So um, working on a hotel deal, awesome. That sounds interesting. I'd love to hear some more details about that. We got some new people on here tonight. I'm actually live on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. So just so you know, I do answer my Instagram DMs. I put out 2 to 3 longer form videos on Instagram on my personal YouTube channel. Then there's the Hyper Fast Agent YouTube channel and podcast. I do 2 podcasts a week with real estate investors, real estate agents. Maybe I am open to JVs or paying referral fees if people bring me good deals. So just DM me on Instagram about that. Floods every 4 years. Well, yeah, I would, if I was building new on something that floods every 4 years, I would engineer around that if I could, right? And you'll certainly have to take that into account when you're doing your numbers to see if the deal makes sense, right? So you'll definitely have to take that into account. All right, guys. Get your questions in now. I'm just going to do a couple more minutes on this live because I know it's a Sunday night. So a couple more minutes here on this live. So if you got any more questions about being a real estate agent, being a real estate developer, being an investor, how to scale teams, let me know. All right. Thank you for all the comments, likes, and gifts there on TikTok and double tapping the screen and the shares. All right, we appreciate that all. Aaron, I'm glad you're enjoying the lives. All right. I'm trying to do at least a few every week. Also, make sure you check out the podcast. All right, the Hyperfast Agent podcast, and the YouTube channel there as well. Best date to flip houses, rent properties. Well, we'll know soon because I'm ranking them on TikTok and on Instagram and YouTube. All right, I just released number 15 on TikTok, so we're probably like a week away from number one being revealed. Um, Best website to find a VA from? No, we've always done it like in house and stateside for all of our key roles. So I don't have good advice about on that actually. Um, have a flip with a let me see here. You've got a flip with a neighbor that wants to rent, but the mortgage on it would barely be covered. Renter flip. Yeah, so this is the problem. Well, I would evaluate it as a short term rental, as Airbnb, VRBO. Like, can you increase that cash flow? Right. The challenge with a lot of short term or long term rentals is they'll typically cash flow like 100, $200 a door if you're lucky. And so I think the margins on that are thin. Right. So I would maybe look at and I'm not going to want to go through the pain of doing a rehab if I'm only gonna make $100, cash flow. It's just too thin of a margin, So hopefully if you're gonna flip it, I really want like a 25% higher margin. That's the margin that I shoot for on my flips. So if you don't have that kind of margin, don't do the deal. Have you ever developed apartment units which were surrounded by power lines one valuable one valuable entrance way? No, have not. All right, guys. Thank you for joining on this live. Hope you have a good Sunday night. Be sure to follow on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, the podcast. I am going to hopefully be live a couple more times this week. Good cash on cash return. I want at least double digits. All right. At least 10%. All right.